Hey guys, so today I was gonna talk about something military related, but the whole government shutdown and stuff. So, I do want to send my thoughts and prayers out to everyone who is affected. I am affected. I am not getting paid. Um, it just sucks. You join the military, you think you get a government job for the stability, and that is a big portion of it because you know that no matter what, no matter where you fight, no matter where you go, no matter what you have to do, you know that your family's taken care of. So it does suck. But it is what it is. We're going to get through it, and hopefully it does not last long. So today, something else kind of got my gears going, and I was just scrolling on Instagram and I saw something. I guess there's some controversy about Sierra and something that she said about dating up or something, which mind you is not a bad problem. If you're dating down, it's a problem. You want to date better. You want to get better as you start to learn the dating in yourself. So I ain't tripping about that. But there was this meme or whatever it was, and it said that you wanted to be a wife, but you still had the spirit of a girlfriend or whatever. And that, now, mind you, disclaimer, I did not read it. I did not listen to it. I guess it was a preacher because it's kind of the verbiage that they use. I didn't listen to it. That meme part just got my gears going because I was like, And I've actually talked to my girlfriends about something very similar of like this because you get with a person, you're dating, and we are nurturers, so we are automatically taking care of them. We're cooking dinner, helping them with their work, their schoolwork, or whatever. If an issue comes up and they need to contact people and do just all these different things, we're doing it. So many people are just cohabitating, getting joint accounts, having babies. Now granted, life happens, and that's what it is, but there is a very fine but well defined line between a girlfriend and a wife. And I'm not saying that because I'm a wife now. No, I'm saying that because I do believe that if you get everything, that if there is no reason to cross that boundary, then it's not going to happen. I know people who have dated 12, 13 years and they're still just dating, never going to get married. And granted, this life is not something that everyone wants. Everyone doesn't need that paper. But I do feel like as a female, we want it. We do want that paperwork. We do want someone to claim us on that level that I am your wife. You are my husband. This is our foundation. You're not just going to up and walk away, and people still up and walk away. Now, everything that I'm saying, nothing is 100%. But the majority, you fight a little harder when that's your wife. You fight a little harder when that's your husband, when that's your family, when those kids are in that household, and, it's just something different about being a wife and being a girlfriend. And I think the phases should be different. I think that while you're dating someone, you should be dating them. You should be getting to know them. And yes, when you're married, you're still getting to know that person. I am a newlywed. I am still getting to know my husband every single day. But it should be different. It should be something to look forward to. Like, we didn't live together before we got married, and I have done that. So everything that I'm saying, I've done before, and it was not good at all. You don't want to have to separate from someone and split things up, and what is mine and what is yours, and that wasn't even your spouse. It's just like one day they're here, one day they're not. You don't want to have that, and especially if it wasn't a good situation. You just don't want that to be, So I don't think that you should be a wife to your boyfriend. I'm sorry. I think that it should be different. I think that the way you treat them should be different. I think you have to hold off on some things while you're still dating, so there's something to look forward to. And in all of this, you still have to be yourself, but you still, I don't know, you just gotta kind of, not be so nurturing, not be a wife. It's so hard to explain, but most people know, what that means, to just not be their wife, but to be their girlfriend. Just kind of give them something to look forward to. I remember my husband, we would always talk about, like, I can't wait to just fall asleep on the couch with you, just wake up to you every day, just cook dinner with you, just every, like, little tiny normalcy, because that was something that we weren't doing. We would see each other like 3 or 4 times a week, yeah, but it was different. You know, now we're together every day, we live together, we pay bills together, we, you know, parent together, everything is the same, and there is a difference between when we were dating and now that we're married. Now, I am saying twofold. I am saying that you should prepare yourself to be a wife. So there is a point in every person's life when they're like, you know what, I'm ready. I'm ready to get married. You know, I'll let it happen. You know, if someone asked me today, I would say yes. You know, you're ready for that phase in your life. And in being ready for that phase in your life mentally, you have to physically prepare. So mentally and physically prepare. You have to start looking at yourself and inside and what things in your foundation are lacking. So for me, it was cooking. I was not a good cook. I could not cook at all. I hated it. I was so insecure about it. I felt like women should be able to cook. I would cry. I remember, you know, cooking a meal, and the guy I was dating at the time just made me feel so bad about it that I started to cry. I was so insecure about it. It was terrible. So I knew that was something that I was lacking. And because I was lacking that, I would go to Pinterest, all I still watch is Food Network. But I would watch Food Network, I would look at recipes, I would start finding what I was good at. I would start doing recipes, and then I learned the whole, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I learned how to measure and what to put in greens and just all types of stuff. So now I cook every night, and that was something I did before I even got married. So I actually said that to someone at work, and he was like, how long that's gonna last? And I was like, I mean, until I decide not to, because this one had nothing to do with my husband. I cooked for my sons every night. And she was like, oh my goodness, oh wow, what you be cooking? I was like, soup, spaghetti, chicken, turkey, meatballs. I mean, it don't matter. Turkey burgers, all kind of stuff. And she was like, wow, like I got like 3 meals in my repertoire. And I was like, okay, but I cook every night. But, you know, that was my insecurity, so I had to work on it. So I used to be messy, and it drives me crazy now because my kids are messy. My oldest son is just a slob. But now I am so not messy. Everything has to be, you know, where it is and put up. I hate clutter, but all of that is due to the military. But just, you have to look at the holes in your own foundation, because your own personal foundation, you guys already know, this is what I preach and on my soapbox about all the time, is what matters. Because if you fix the cracks in yours, if you pave them and plaster them and close them up, then you're gonna meet someone who has done the same thing, and you guys can build on solid foundation. So you take his solid foundation, your solid foundation, and you combine them, and then you can create this amazing life together. And no one's perfect, but I feel like being a girlfriend and getting ready mentally and physically to be a wife is what's necessary. Those are the steps that you need to do, getting yourself together. And honestly, once you start preparing yourself to become a wife, you look at the person that you're dating or spending time with or talking to, and you realize sometimes that I ain't trying to do this for the rest of my life, especially if you've been in a long-term relationship that is going nowhere, just round and 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 round, you know. So sometimes you gotta be like, you know what, this is not what's meant for me. I'm not trying to do this forever. And you have to walk away. And a lot of times when you walk away from some situations, you get it back, but so much better. Like everything that I've lost in this life, even in this dating game, I got back thousands times better. Like, I just have the most amazing husband ever. And I, like, you see the meme where it's like the little 1-bedroom apartment or 2-bedroom apartment, and it's like, was my dream, but then this is what God gave me, and it's like a 3-bedroom 2-car garage with an acre in the backyard. And you're like, okay, I didn't know this was what you wanted from me. If so, I would have got my act together a long time ago. But that's kind of how I felt when I met and married my husband. And it's because I waited for the right person. It's because I got myself together mentally and physically, and I wasn't focused on, I want to be married, I want to be married, I want to be married. Yes, I wanted someone to spend my time with, and it was nice, you know, but I was learning myself. And when I learned myself, I learned to walk away from situations and things that didn't work for me. And in doing so, I met someone and walked to someone who I feel like was really tailored for me. So looking into yourself, guys, and fixing your own foundation is what's necessary. Not treating the person that you're with like your husband when they're not. You have to kind of scale it back. And if you've been doing that, guys, and you've kind of been thinking about it, like, maybe scale it back and see, if you scale it back, what's going to happen. If you don't cater to him as much, if you don't do everything that he asks you to do, and I'm not saying in a disrespectful way, I'm saying, you know when you're doing too much. You know when you're doing too much, you know. So if you kind of scale it back a little bit, pause. Andre, wash those dishes so I can start dinner, please. See? But if you scale it back a little bit and see, does he start treating you different? Does he start hanging out more? Does he start, you know, not answering your calls? Are y'all taking a break? You know, have y'all been talking for 2 years but he still expects you to, you know, be doing the most? I mean, sometimes you have to, you know, evaluate who you with and where you spending your time, and realize, this might not be it. Maybe I need to walk away and allow something better to come in my life. So I don't know exactly what Sierra said, but I do think you have to date up. I think that if I date someone who's down here, and when I mean down here, I'm saying someone who might have what's that word, that P word? I always forget it when I think about it. Personality. Not personality. Like, I know you're gonna... Perspective? No. Like, I know you're gonna be a good person, but you're not really a good person yet. Like, I know you're gonna, you know, grow up to be a doctor, but you're not even in school yet. What's it called? Not predicts, like if you're dating someone and they don't got a job, but they're a good person, you know they're a hard worker, so you know one day they're gonna get a good job. No. My son said, you talk about yourself because I'm not getting paid. He told me, well, Mom, you might as well be unemployed. And then he's gonna say, no, you a volunteer because you still gotta go to work. No, I forget what it's called. It's a P word, guys. Put it down below because you guys know what I'm talking about. But you know, they're not quite where they need to be. They're not quite where you know they could be. But you know, they're a hard worker. They're trying to get there. They're trying to grind there. You know. So that's down here. And then you start dating someone who's where you're at. They got a car. They got a house. You know, maybe apartment. Maybe, you know, they got a job, you know. And then if that don't work, you know, you date somebody who's just a little bit above you. They make more money than you. You know, they got a nicer car than you. They could teach you some business aspects. So it ain't nothing wrong with what Sierra was saying. Like, honestly, guys, I'm not the breadwinner in my house. I looked at my W-2 and I laughed. It's so sad. I worked so hard for no money, you know. So even with this government shutdown, like, my husband's like, babe, we good, I got us, you know. But that's because he's an entrepreneur and he has a regular job and he's working hard and he's a provider and he makes sure we're good. And honestly, I'm not gonna say I intentionally dated up, but it happens when you start developing your life and you start to grow personally. It happens. You just attract someone who is a provider and who's going to take care of you and who loves you. And when my food is nasty, he just laughs and says, what did the kids say? You know, so it's not anything like it was before. So I do think that you end up dating up, but it's not an intentional thing. You don't want to be a gold digger. You don't want to intentionally search out people who are that way, but you just kind of got to. But the hubby's calling, and I think I've rambled enough. So thanks, guys, for watching, and until next time, bye.